So, I think, again, before you do it because everybody's doing it, you look at what you need to do. Thanks for letting me say that, because I'd get booed off a stage in America.
I think
we did it.
it's
Yeah,
great.
we got it to 5.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for Holly. Next session, we are going to have a panel discussion. So let's have the panelists on the stage.
You sit in the middle. You're the guy. We'll flank you.
Sir.
Okay. We have a half hour before, or even longer if we need. So what I'm thinking about is just continue from Holly's and also the question from the floor. You mentioned about how do we provide, we think, not necessarily, put it this way, or change another way to say it. In this museum, this Horizon report for the museum edition, in here it talk about how media is going to help the museum to provide something. But you just mentioned to provide the right thing is more important than provide to everything. So I think let's start from that point. Let Holly start on this idea, and then let everybody with your experience. Oh, Dinah want to talk first, since, how about that? Let's let Dinah talk first.
On the same topic? Do I need this?
Yeah. It just.
Oh, this one's on? Okay, thank you. Well, I think Holly makes a really, excuse me, very important point. We tend to be scrambling in our museum to cover every type of visitor and every type of technology need. Thank you, that we think might occur, and then we say we don't have time to do any analysis or study or survey of our visitors because we're so busy scrambling to serve all the needs. And I think Holly hit home with me, reminded me that we need to maybe do things a little more slowly and step back a bit and and do those surveys, ask our visitors what they really want so that we can choose very carefully what we want. That said, what I think we're doing on the positive end is we're rewriting our back end of our website, which was created over the space of the last 10 or 15 years, and it was really a hodgepodge of different kinds of technology and all different systems, not very efficiently run, cobbled together. So we're now rewriting everything in this open source Drupal backend so that we can have a much more integrated, streamlined delivery mechanism. and we can more easily serve different kinds of visitors without scrambling so much. So in a way, we're sort of pausing and stepping back from a lot of the scrambling that we were doing to put more information out there so that we can have a more streamlined platform. I'll stop talking.
In this morning, Mr. Gandota, am I right? We saw your fantastic 3D models. And do you have any other comments coming from that kind of 3D model? When you teach people for architect and with that kind of model, do you see the advantage or disadvantage by using those things? What would you comment saying? What would be overdone, maybe, for the museum? Because we are pushing a lot of digital technology. Yeah. And which part you think you should be a little bit conservative or a little bit more aggressively for this kind of application or for digital archive or for museum community? Any?
I will start answering with a very short story. I studied architecture, and in the first years when I was studying architecture, I was doing my design, my projects by hand, drawing with my hands. And I finished my studies drawing with a computer, and because the change happens while I was a student. Now all students use the computer to do the drawings, to do everything. And this is good, I mean, but the risk that we are facing now is that the computer is no more a way to do something, but is the meaning of what they do. So we don't take care what is the content, but we focus on the media. And this is a risk that we have. And regarding 3D digital models, this is another risk that we risk to focus too much on the virtual representations of the reality, and we don't focus on reality. In Rome, of course, you know that there are a lot of archaeological sites, and when you have to do something, when you have to do in the ground, because you have to build, for example, an underground, a metro, you find a lot of stratifications of different ages. You know what the Roman city do now? They open the first 3 meters of ground, and they found the medieval ruins. They call a company that do digital survey of all this part. They make digital models, photographs, etc. They create a model, and then they destroy it because they want to reach the Roman stratifications. And this is a way to use digital information, digital technologies to some way preserve. Regarding museum, I think that, of course, because it's a museum, we have to focus on the contents and on the reality. But a way that it could help is to make our people of what they are looking for. Of the connections that a piece of art has, because sometimes you see a pot, a beautiful pot, but people doesn't recognize where this pot is coming from, the age, etc. So digital can help people to recognize that this pot was being created in this place, and in the same year in another part of the world they were doing in a different way. So I think this could be a way to help people to understand. But we don't have to focus too much on media, on information technology. So the main part of the museum need to be the content and not the digital installation that need to help, only to help, not to attract attentions. there is an example. I don't know if you know the museum that is in Bilbao, designed by Frank Gehry. No one in the world knows Bilbao as a city. But now that there is this fantastic museum, they know the city, they go to visit the museum, but inside the museum, I think there is not so much interesting art. So this building is like a digital installation. It's needed for attract people, but when people go, this, oh, okay, but what was the building? Ah, the museum. Ah, fantastic. And the exhibitions? What exhibitions? No,